This is now Rocket Shop Radio Hour on WOMMLP Burlington 105.9 FM The Radiator, and I am one of your hosts tonight, Abbey BK, and with me is also...
Olive. Thank you. Good to be back.
And tonight we have Brayden, also known as No Drums. Brayden, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great.
Great to have you. We usually like to kick it off with a song, so what have you got for us?
Here, I got one really short one and then one regular song. Goes a little bit like this. Let blow the wind that bugs and tugs and lulls you into shores. Lift lightly on the legs that let you walk your wishful walk. And if you see me holding hands with yesterday's good plans, don't talk that talk. The song's called Walking Through Your House When You're Gone. Walking through your house when you're gone, everything looks the same, but it feels so wrong. There's still drawings on the walls, but the love is lost. Did you keep the box where we stored our hearts in the closet where the bondage was, or did you throw it all away? Or burn it in a passion rage? Well, I believe in you. Even when you threw the books, even when you slammed the door 'cause it tore your heart out, I believe in you. This time it's really me. You deserve more than I could ever bring. Walking through your house when you're gone, everything looks the same, but it feels so wrong. There's still drawings on the walls, but the love is lost. Thank you. Yeah, it's it's a new song, unreleased.
Walking through your house when you're gone?
Yeah.
Right. That intro part there, was that the little short song?
That's one of them, yeah.
Okay,
I've been trying to do these like spoken word kind of song poems, because like sometimes I write poems and it's like it doesn't sit with any music really.
Right.
So it's kind of a new thing I'm shooting for.
So is that always like that song is always following that little poem specifically, or is it kind of meant as like its own separate little track?
It's like its own track, because the spoken word one was on my last release, but this one is like fresh off the press.
Interesting. I like it.
Yeah.
It feels like you have a very like emotional approach to your songwriting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I try not to lie. I mean, I tell stories, but it's usually pretty honest. And I had this whole dance set up for tonight. It's like I had this other kind of style of music where it's like electronic beats and like very upbeat, but no, I'm too depressed right now.
I feel that.
It's emo night.
I love that song.
Oh, thank you.
What is kind of like your writing process in terms of writing? Obviously, you said you kind of do some like poetry and spoken word. So how does that, I'm interested, kind of differ from writing with an instrument too?
Well, I never really tried to write songs. I mean, I try to write, like, I'd like to write a song every day. But usually it's like, I'll be driving or at work and I'll just, like, start singing something. And it usually sort of feels like a channeling kind of thing, which is kind of, like, spiritual and hippie, but it's never like, oh, is this word right? oh, does this rhyme correctly? It's kind of just like more like whatever I think of. That's usually the process. It's like if you try too hard, sometimes it's just like, what's the point? The world doesn't need more songs, but if it's there, it's there.
For sure.
What kind of like I guess what's your work environment when you come up with these songs? Like, do you come up with them after like inspiration? Do you do like a storytelling approach? Like, where are you during these processes?
Like, well, I used to have a home recording studio, and I would like, I had all this equipment, and I would kind of just mess around and play with it. Recently, I sold everything because I was like, I want to get closer and closer to it being just pure, like, raw inspiration and not something I work out. Which is like, I mean, I do both. Sometimes I like make a song because I just want to do something. But those times I'm like never really as happy. So like ideally these days it's like just a guitar in my room, like after I've had like a weird day.
Yeah, no, I respect that. That's where the raw emotional stuff comes out,
Yeah. For
so
sure.
the recording process for some of the things that you had record previously, was that all you as well?
It depends. I mean, I really like to collaborate with people because it's fun. Like, I don't always make the best recordings or the best songs, but I have like an easy time coming up with something. And so it's cool to work with people who do have really good sounds, but they have a hard time coming up with ideas, and then we can kind of like collab. I mean, ideally right now, I just want to go to other people's studios and have them record me, and like I'll like help them with something they're doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, other times it's like I've probably released like 100 songs that were like just my voice memo on my phone, like sitting in my room with the guitar, the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is this like how things normally are, where it's like just you and you're doing your own kind of thing, or is it more likely you're with a group of people, a band, or a duo, or something like that?
I've done like everything. I get really bored of things even after one show. I'll be like, I don't ever want to do that again.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing I've probably done more than anything, but recently I've been doing like karaoke style, where I have like beats and I'll have like a TV with all the words to my songs and some like dumb video I pulled off YouTube. And I'll like sing along with that and like walk around the stage like I'm a rock star and there's like 8 people there.
No, that sounds
But that's
like fun.
that's like my new. But yeah, I've had a band. I've played in bands. Bands are kind of tough. It's like kind of limiting in some ways.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. Like I love playing music with people.
Mm-hmm. You had said too that you had performed here at Big Heavy World with a band as well.
Yeah.
Is it what kind of like freedom do you feel that you have now that you're doing your own thing as opposed to being in a band?
I've been doing my own thing for like a few years, but I kept trying to start bands, and now I'm kind of like I'm just not going to do it. I guess the freedom is I like to release albums like all the time. And like when you have a band, everyone has to have an input, and I'm usually like, I don't care, let's just get it out and do a new thing. And everyone else is like, no, we got to make sure the hi-hats sound good. And I'm like, okay.
Right.
And yeah, I had this like experience where I lived with this guy, maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, and we were like making an album, and it took all year, and it was like so brutal, and like every week it's like we're making small improvements, and the songs were just so dead to me by the time we put them out. So I'm just kind of trying to avoid that as much as possible. I just want it like, I want to do songs that are new and current.
Yeah, gotcha. No need to hang up on the little imperfections. I totally get that.
Yeah.
So do you have another song for us?
Totally.
Awesome, let's hear it.
Another kind of emo one. Here we go. This one's called, let's see, what am I going to call it? It's like, I really want to call it Shake It Off, but that's a Taylor Swift song. But that's basically what it is, so. Well, you want to break down, so you paint a little smile and laugh. You don't tell them that you've wanted to die ever since you left. But everybody breaks down sometimes, and I just know we're gonna be alright. We just gotta shake it off. We just gotta shake it off. Heaven shines a light to illuminate their evening dress. And no matter how long you love them, you will always find yourself impressed. But everybody wears disguises sometimes, and I just know you're gonna be alright. You just gotta shake it off. Just gotta shake it off. And I knew when I saw you that something was about to change. Whether it was the cracking in the sidewalks or a pain in my right side brain. Well, we all make stupid choices sometimes, and I just know we're gonna be alright. We just gotta shake it off. Just gotta shake it off.
Shake It Off by Brayden, or No Drums. You know, I'm a Taylor Swift fan, so I have to say, you know, I think you did Shake It Off justice.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, me too.
So one thing that I found really interesting that you had in your bio was you said that you were inspired by vlogs.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to delve into that. Can you kind of explain where that inspiration comes from? What kind of vlogs do you watch?
Totally. Well, I've had like a bad habit of the last like 5 years of like finding that most bizarre, obscure YouTube channel I can find, where this person's got like hundreds of videos and I'm just like experiencing their life in like some mundane. They'll be like, oh, me like eating a bagel. Or it'll be like what I used to eat in prison every day. And it'll have like 50 views. So I kind of like, and you know, I always wanted to be a blogger because I think it's so modern and funny to just like record every aspect of your life like that. So that's sort of, I try to capture that by like putting out a bunch of music and having it be like a lot of voice memos. So it feels sort of like I'm recording a moment in my life and being like, oh, today I saw somebody on Main Street with a cross that was twice their size. And they were walking around and like somehow fit that into the song. And then it's sort of like a vlog in that way. But I can never really capture the essence of like my favorite vlogs because usually these people are like so far to left field that I can't even keep up.
Yeah, it's definitely a different world out there.
Oh yeah.
That's a really unique approach. I'll give that to you.
Thank you.
So what about like your musical background? Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Where'd you come from?
Yeah, I didn't start playing music until I lived in Vermont. I was like a teenager, and I was really into like classic rock. And then I got like really into the White Stripes when I was like in high school, and I had this teacher, and he was like, if Mr. Jack White can write a song, then so can you. And I was like, okay. And I mean, that's basically the gist of it. Like, I did classical stuff. I don't know. It wasn't really for me. You had to be too perfect. And then just started writing a bunch, like, once I got out of high school, and here I am. Moved to Burlington 3 or 4 years ago. Played in some bands. You know, not much to write home about. Gone on some tours.
Have you always stuck with guitar?
Yeah, guitar, synth, bass. Oh, I did once lie that I could play the drums to go on tour with this band.
No drums,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, which is funny. Yeah, and this band was like going on tour, and it was like they were hitting the whole East Coast, and they were like, "Oh, we need a drummer," and I was like, "Oh, I'm your guy." So I guess you could say I could play the drums, but no, not really.
So where does that name derive, the no drums idea?
Well, it must have been like 2019. Me and some friends were doing like a Make an Album in February contest. And my roommate was also a producer, and I'm not gonna like say names, but he was making these beats that were like these really heavy drum beats for all of his songs, and it was like extremely loud, and it would drive me crazy, and I couldn't like stand hearing it. So like as like a joke against that, I was like, oh, my album's gonna be like no drums because these drums are so annoying, and it just stuck because why change it?
Yeah. What kind of goals are you looking to set for yourself, music-wise?
I have this like affinity for anime, and in animes like they'll always have like some absurd, unbelievable goal they're trying to set. So I set a goal for myself a few years ago that I want to release 10,000 songs before I die. And so like in homage to my anime heroes, I get that's my main goal. I mean, I'm actually moving to Brooklyn this weekend, and I'm gonna try to get involved in the music scene out there, and that's like my main goal, I guess, now. But yeah, the 10,000 songs is the big one.
Yeah, that is not a tiny task.
No.
Yeah. But I feel like in terms of your spontaneous approach to kind of, maybe not sticking around to perfect things completely, but to just release them because you feel passionate about them in the minute, I feel like that will help you definitely achieve that 10,000 mark much quicker than, say, someone who's, working on one song for so long.
Yeah, exactly. It's all kind of part of my grand scheme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Building like building a songbook of just nonsense.
For sure. Well, do you want to play another song for us?
Yeah, let me see. I gotta decide which one I want to do. Oh, sorry, let me say that in the mic. I gotta decide which one I'm gonna do. Yeah, all right, I'm gonna do another short poem one and then go into another song if that's cool.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's hear it.
All right. First one is pretty new on my last album, and then the second one is kind of old at this point. The first one's called How Long Will the Fishes Fight? How long will the fishes fight? The lines that lead them left and right, before they ride that rigid rod that pulls them up to heaven, that pulls them up to heaven. Wow, thank you. Here we go. The song's called The Gang's All Here. Lay your head in solitary light. Tales of love and winter movie nights. Spare yourself the troubles that it costs. Only what you forget will be lost. I heard him say the gang's all here, we're just apart. Tina's kissing David in the homeless park. And if I see with my eyes, then I'll know it's true. If I am holy, then so are you. Quick to bed and taking off your dress. First in line is always second best. If you were me and I could wear your clothes, I'd wear your perfume out to every show. I heard him say the gang's all here, we're just apart. Tina's kissing David in the homeless park. And if I see you with my eyes, then I'll know it's true. If I am holy, then so are you. I heard him say the gang's all here and we're just apart. Tina's kissing David in the homeless park. And if I see you with my eyes, then I'll know it's true. If I am holy, then so are you. Thank you.
Right, no drums with the gang's all here, is that right?
Oh yeah.
And remind me of the name of the little poem.
Oh, how long will the fishes fight?
How long will the fishes fight? Interesting.
Yeah.
What was kind of your inspiration for that? I'm curious.
The fishes one?
Yeah.
God, how far should I go?
As far as you want.
Yeah, as far as I want. I mean, honestly. Well, first of all, I got really into like fishing and like during COVID. But the thing is, I don't eat meat and I don't like hurting fish. So my version of fishing is casting out the thing and immediately reeling it back in because I know that nothing's going to bite it. So like, yeah, and you know, there was one time where I caught a fish and it made me really sad. And I had to hand over the rod to my friend who I was fishing with. And it's kind of about that. And also like, you know, I had some dark moments coming out of COVID because I like stopped taking my antidepressants, and it was sort of like, do I want to live? Oh, I'm kind of like a fish getting pulled by the forces of nature, and some rod is just ripping me around and making my life hard. So it's sort of like a little mix of how I related to the fish
So
during
it's
my own
literal
personal
and metaphorical.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. What about the second one, though, the gang's all here? What's your inspiration behind that?
Like friendships falling apart, like usually due to like some weird romance stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and you know, it's like I have a lot of these friends that I've made in Burlington that were like not really friends anymore for different reasons, and it's sort of like we're all here, but we're not like together, but I still love them all, and I hope they love me. So it's sort of like, you know, we're all here, and you know, I think that they're special, but you know, some things don't work out. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I particularly thought that one was interesting because you had said that sometimes you derive inspiration from just kind of what you see in terms of like, observation. So I was wondering with that one because you're talking about like homeless in the park and like about like perfume, and I was wondering if that was more like personal experience or more observation that kind of inspired those certain lyrics.
Well, there was literally, I was walking past, it's kind of rude to call it the homeless park, but the park with the fountain now. A few years ago, I was walking through there, and there was like this couple, and this woman was yelling at this guy, and he was like, "Oh, I know you kissed David," and she's like, "I did not, let's go ask him." And so I was like, oh, I gotta write a song about that. I like took a note in my phone. And then Tina's kissing David in the homeless park. I want to say, yeah, all pretty real. And I mean, the perfume thing is like, you know, call me crazy, but like I used to have a girlfriend, and like sometimes I would wear her clothes. Why not?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So it's quite literally like, wow, it'd be kind of cool if I could wear like your sexy outfits. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that.
You're all good. What's got?
Yeah, I was also kind of thinking too in terms of, since you've obviously played in bands, you've played different genres, you've now kind of said that this certain genre is really, you feel a spiritual connection to playing just, I think, like the raw, authentic guitar, which I can totally relate to myself.
Yeah.
Do you kind of just want to dig into kind of your spirituality and like what you can get out of music in that way?
Yeah. I think about that a lot. I was raised like Christian. I was in like a Buddhist cult for a while. I've tried a lot of different stuff. I mean, I do keep coming back to music as like, not necessarily like I think music is the holy thing, but the act of creation I think is pretty holy. And I always get into like these long talks with my brother because he's like a painter. But it's like, I believe that to be a creator or an artist, is like really special and important, and a lot of people like take it too lightly, because you're kind of like on this long lineage since like the very first person who ever thought there was more to life than eating deer or whatever. And like, you know, they were like, oh, I'm going to draw a person on the wall, and then the next guy's like, I'm going to draw a better person, and then they're like, now we're going to make music, and now we're going to do this. And it's like this long sort of heritage, ancestry that goes back to way before human history, really. And I guess in that way I'm spiritual about it, and I think that, you know, to create is like very human and holy and like kind of godlike, and like everyone can do it, and you know, it's important to tap into that, I guess.
No, I think that's very well put. I respect that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it is, to reiterate, I think, in so many words, it's kind of the more authentic acoustic sound that you're going for now. So one of the questions we usually ask too is like, what is in the future with like upcoming releases? Are you thinking of still taking it in a similar direction, doing the voice memos, or what's on the horizon for you?
I'll always do the voice memos, because it's like I just make too many songs to like not to like focus on any. But I have some ideas. Like, I really want to work with other people, though. That's my whole thing. That's why I sold my whole studio. I don't want to do anything on my own anymore, like in that sense, unless it's a voice memo. But like, you know, I know some people who are like arrangers and do classical stuff. I would love to like come to them with a song and then have them build the symphony of noise around it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, I like doing electronic stuff. I kind of want to get like really into using just only what's on a computer, and not like all these extra synths and drum machines, but just like, what can I do with like literally the keyboard and like some software? I think that'd be like my other next step. But the voice memos will be probably forever. That's like the vlog aspect of it all.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, like, we were asking everybody this for a while. I haven't been here, so I don't know if it's been consistent, but COVID, how has that, like, changed the way you write songs, your creation process? Like, it sounds like you're very collaborative, so that must have put a damper on that.
Yeah, it really did. I had one friend that I quarantined with, and it was kind of special in that way because we never really had the time to record together before because he worked a lot. And then in COVID, we were able to like really develop like a great songwriting combo, so that was good. But I mean, the loneliness definitely contributes to like the mindset of being able to write. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I had like 5 albums before COVID, and now I have like 25 albums.
Wow.
So like I got to get really like I really got to dive in and like
Yeah.
just start writing compulsively.
Yeah, it seemed like creation-wise, the people coming in here either, like, really thrived with that and wrote a whole bunch of stuff, or it
Yeah.
just totally knocked them out. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of middle ground here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, it killed a lot of the bands. Like, I had a band, and then COVID hit, and then I was like, I'm done. That was kind of like the signal of
Right.
getting out of the band game, but...
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have a final song for us this evening?
Yeah. I can think of one. Let me do...
Not to put you on the spot.
No, yeah, I got one.
apologize.
Hey, no, it's good. I'm just drawing a blank. Let's see, here we go. I got a really tiny dog. He's like 5 pounds. And my biggest fear is literally anything bad ever happening to him. And so this is sort of like an imaginary scenario that sort of happened, except some of it's made up. And it's called When Will Be Your Last Night Dancing. Liked who I was this year. It's sad to see him go. But when you want to start a brand new life, you gotta smash, crash, and blow. Life's not a roller coaster, it's always heading down. It's much more like a free magazine that you never get around to throwing out. And I slammed the brakes at the last second. The silver car pulls right 'cause the fire truck came. And I was so high, I almost missed it. Luckily there was no one else in the car with me, especially you. Panting, when will be your last night dancing? I wanna talk, but I can't say that. Don't wanna lead you on. Today's a very special day for me. I found something I lost. Maybe someday we'll find a place to live and chase 8,000 dreams. And if I tell you you're the only one, will you buy me pretty things? And I slammed the brakes at the last second. The silver car pulled right 'cause the fire truck came blaring down the road. And I was so high, I almost missed it. Luckily there was no one else in the car with me, especially you. Panting, when will be your last night dancing? Come on, come on, come on. When will be your last night dancing? Alright, When will be your last night dancing? Thank you.
Brayden, no drums, thanks so much. We're just going to take a second. You can promote yourself. Where can we find your music, socials, everything like that?
Yeah, totally. Well, it's all on Bandcamp. If you look up No Drums Bandcamp, it's all on Spotify. It's all on Apple Music. You know, there's 25 albums. You can follow my Instagram, XX No Drums, or no, it's No Drums _23, but it's private. So I will decide if you're allowed to see what I post based on how chill you seem. But yeah, that's it. It's like if you want it for free, you know, message me, I'll send you the whole thing. I don't care. But if you wanted to give me money, that's fine too. Totally up to you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on Rocket Shop.
Yeah, what a blast.
Yeah, next week we will not be having the weekly podcast, but join us on September 15th for Evan Jennison. I have been your host, Olive.
And your host, Abbey BK.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah, that was fun.